Hey, everybody. What's everyone doing today? Let's see who all's in here? Hey, Angel. Kitty Cat Meow. Janine. Hey, Janine. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Oh, Kevin's back. Kevin, we got to make you a moderator today. You need to get a hold of me, too. Hi, Pat. Welcome. We have a lot of new people. Hey, Confused. Hey, Ashley, thanks for all your help. You've been awesome. Hey, Sky. Hey, Aggie. Hey, Maddie. So we're letting everybody get situated. Hey, Green. Tanya said, oh, hang on. She said, dang, I didn't hit enter. Okay, never mind. Hey, Okie Mom. So, just let you guys get situated for a minute. Looks like people are just now getting their notifications. You know, shouldn't they get notifications a little bit before?
You'd think so, but mine just rolled through too, and I'm actually in the show, so.
And I haven't gotten a notification. I believe I subscribed to our own channel.
Right?
We Scottish said, hi from Glasgow. Hi. Hi, Chelsea. Hello from Kentucky. See, Maddie gets hers 30 minutes before.
Well, see, I will get like the one that's about 15 minutes before it. I'll get that notification that's letting me know that it's coming up. But when we actually go live, that doesn't come until about 2 to 5 minutes after we go live.
Yeah, it's 11:05, and Just Roll With It said she just got it.
I'm near Glasgow, Kentucky. I'm right in the middle of Kentucky right now.
Oh, by the way, guys, Savage just came in. Everyone tell Savage happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Does everybody want to come on panel and sing to her? That'd be fun. Anybody that wants to grab the link and come up and sing to Savage, that's great. The way I sing, it'll blow my laptop up.
I was going to say, yeah, we will literally lose everybody if I start singing, okay?
Yeah. I'm no Reba McEntire over here. I sound pretty good in my own head.
Right? It sounds lovely in the shower.
Oh, I was cleaning house yesterday listening to Fergie.
Oh, love some Fergalicious.
I don't even know how I got in that mode. My house is no cleaner, but okay. Savage, are you seeing all the happy birthdays for you? Sky said she'll come up and sing. Anyone got a good singing voice? We can even do it at the end of the show. Francine said, I need to try that. My house is a mess. All right, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to try to keep you guys under an hour because I know we've been like running like way over. But we're going to try not to do it. Just we get to talking. You know, we all like to talk.
Yep.
Another Leo.
I was going to say, me and you have literally been talking all morning.
I know. Well, that's the normal. If I don't hear from you, like I'll send you a message like, are you alive?
Right.
And if I don't hear from you, it's like you're going to be on the first 48. And I've already picked out my dress on what to put on when I go to Dateline.
That's why I love you.
And I will never say she lit up a room.
Thank you. If anything, say people ran.
I'm going to do you right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So summer is still missing. It's been over 2 months. And every day, more and more attention is put on Dawn. It's been taken away from Summer. Not that law enforcement is not diligently working her case, because I don't believe for a minute that they're not. I will say his last interview when he was on Voices with the shares, I will say that he was pleading more. I just really think he needs to leave it alone. He said over and over he was at work all day. If you want to defend Candace, do that, but don't call Chris McDonough anymore. And we'll get to
Oh
that.
God, right.
We talked about it for a minute on Friday, but just leave it alone, dude. You were at work.
I think that, we say this a lot about people, but Don is truly his own worst enemy. He really is.
Right. And we've seen a few others. Art Carver said, is she going to be found? Oh, I think they'll find her. Oh, absolutely. I think when they get those pings back, they will. I really do. So I'm going to get this going real quick. I'm going to play the phone call, okay? And then we're going to discuss the phone call, okay?
All right.
My daughter now. They're probably going to want to help me now. They're going to think that I did it because of what you did. Yeah, you lied on me, man. What did I lie about? Because I told you the truth and you twisted it all. Okay, that's lying. What did I lie about? Tell me what might be your opinion. Tell me what I lied about. I told you that, like, for one, that, yeah, me and my stepsister had something going when we was younger, and you put on there that it was me and her daughter. No. Are you crazy? No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. I said it's your stepsister. I guess my niece, or whatever she's supposed to be to me, the one that says I raped her, which is 100% lies. Trish never said you raped her. What it says on her video. Well, that's her video. That's not mine. Yeah. So what does Trish's statement have to do with me? You put her statement on your show. But on your podcast. Because I watched her statement, and I wanted people just like you to know the truth. But she's lying. And that's the thing. You don't know whether she's telling the truth or I'm telling the truth. I know who's telling the truth. Right. But now she knows who's lying. Well, then, what about the statement you gave me about? Is it your stepsister? Yeah, my stepsister. And you. When we were young. How old were you? How old were you? She initiated all this stuff. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She initiated it. Yes. Okay. And then you just went along with it. Well, I was a kid, brother. And how old? I was a kid. I didn't know no better. How old were you? I was still a kid. I might have been somewhat a little bit older than her. How much? I can't remember. I was a kid. Oh yeah. How many years difference? Do you remember? There's a little bit of difference there, How many? But she still initiated it and stabbed me in my back. How many years different? Man, there ain't no talking to you. I can see that. You're going to twist everything I said. I'm asking you how many years different. That's it. I don't know. But you're just going to twist it. You're just going to make me have to look back. This happened like over 40 years ago, and she wants to bring it all up now. All the time I was in prison, she could have called the cops on me and have me charged for rape if it actually happened. So it's got to be lies right there. You made me look like a freaking criminal, dude. I'm trying to change your lives. We all make mistakes. You act like you're Mr. Perfect, like you ain't done a fucking thing wrong in your life, and that's a lie. Okay, what have I done wrong? Oh, according to you, not a damn thing, but I'm sure you have. I'm asking you. You're not perfect. If you know my life, so tell me what I've done. I know what Christ says, and he says everybody has sinned. So tell me you haven't sinned. I'm a sinner. Tell me a fucking lie. I'm a sinner. I agree with you. Yeah, you are. You are a sinner. Don't fucking lie to me. You ain't no better
That's a lot to take in.
Holy shit. That's the first time I've heard that.
I know. I couldn't believe how many people haven't heard it. You know how long it took me to clip that down? It's like I work at Radio Shack all of a sudden.
Right.
That's not, guys. First of all, this was not a smart move. Not a smart move, Dawn, to call Chris. If you don't trust Chris, if you think Chris is twisting your words, let's not tie one on and call him with Candace in the background laughing, calling him an idiot.
Right.
You already
Giving
said
him
you
more
didn't know Chris was
ammunition.
recording you. Really? Give me Chris's phone number. Well, come on.
Yeah, all that did was just give more ammunition for people to talk about.
He's like, you lied about everything. Then there's Candace in the back going, you everything. He didn't lie about everything. Like I said, I've said it a million times. I think Candace agreed. I think she reached out to him. I don't know. I can't say that. It's just like I said, I think, okay?
Right.
She wanted to correct what Hunter and Allie said. That's the reason we had the swimming hole. That's the reason then they're at the swimming hole doing the interview. Then they go to the house, you know, a couple days later, the next day or whatever, when it was aired. Don didn't like the speculation. He didn't like people talking about their house. Okay. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. All right. And how they live is how they live. I'm not beating that dead horse anymore. It's just too much. Okay. He didn't like the speculation about him hiding in the shed. He could have easily ignored that and just left it alone because Candace was a sympathetic character in both of those interviews. I sympathized with her.
Yes. You know that I went back and forth on that.
We did. We broke that one down.
Yes.
And I just don't like when he says, you know, she's bringing this up now after 40 years. She's bringing it up now because she was assaulted at the same age as Summer. But remember, Donald, you said you were at work all day, so you couldn't have done this.
Right.
No need to explain. No need to call Chris.
Right.
Don't put that spotlight on yourself.
He can't leave it alone with just, I was at work.
I mean, to me, I understand being defensive because he's never been in this world before. And I really believe he was at work all day. Or so, I don't think that he went home and did something bad to Summer and went back to work.
Right.
No, because people did see him at 5:30. It makes no sense. But I think he's going to cover up whatever did happen to her. But we'll get to that in a minute, what we think. To say that a 5-year-old initiated an essay really did not help him.
No, not at all.
That did not help him. Either don't bring it up, because you already put your foot in your mouth when you first called him. You already did it. You already said too much. Don't bring it up again.
Right.
I mean, how would you even have that conversation and say a 5-year-old initiated that?
Yeah. I'm disgusted, honestly.
I don't think he knows what he says. I just really don't. I don't think he knows what comes out of his mouth. Francine said, nope, he needs to shut up. It is just gross.
Yeah.
I mean, and unless these phone calls were edited, nothing was twisted because Chris is just letting him talk. And whether you guys, I mean, I see different, opinions in here, whether you like Chris or don't like Chris, him twisting words, I just don't see it. He did ask him over and over, what's the age difference? And he was like, there's no talking to you. You're right, Dawn. There's some people you can't talk to. There's some people you can talk to him, Dawn. You can't talk at him. He's not going to buy it. He's not going to smell what you're stepping in. He's just not.
Yeah.
And he's not going to let it go away. But I will tell you, Candace laughing in the background, that gave me the chills.
Yeah.
And at the end, he said, I'm going to slander your name.
Why would you give a heads up like that? Like, you know what I mean?
At least he's being honest.
Right?
He has said over and over he's good with Christ. And you got to be honest. But to tell him I'm going to slander your name.
Yeah, so godly.
Why not just don't talk to the man? Francine said, I will say I do think CM twisted some things. The way he described the interview and the actual interview were quite different. Yeah, I don't understand that because all I heard was the phone call. If there was something separate, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about that. But this was like some prank call people made in the 80s. It was the weirdest thing.
Yes.
It's just out of the blue. F you, someone else laughing. You lied about everything. I'm going to slander you. It's like you got two people on the phone.
Right.
Craziest thing. And I didn't see Chris and Steve's last breakdown when they do their shows and they break down the phone calls. But I did hear, I think it was in group. Oh, by the way, hey, Maddie, can you post a link to the group? Because people are missing it for some reason. And I don't know what's going on. Probably, I'm sure it's my fault.
Never.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But I guess, Monica Sherrard's pizza boy, he tried to chime in there and Chris booted him out. Now, I do think that's funny. Because the things that Benny has been saying about the interview room, especially Chris, is way beyond his opinion anymore. And people have got to really stop. They've got to stop with that. I'm going to highlight that real quick. Oh, I got the wrong one. All right, so there's the group. Hang on, I'll take that down. Okay, so this was put out about the different scams going on. Share screen. So here we are again, guys. And the hits keep coming back. The TBI, hundreds of unfounded tips. I want to know about the GoFundMes. I know Rose Myers had one and she shut it down. Of course, the Facebook pages. And how many times we have said over and over on ours, we're not accusing anybody of anything. We don't want anybody getting involved in this investigation.
Right.
I really kind of wish more groups would do that, don't you?
Yes. It would be more responsible if they did.
Or just explain, we're here to discuss the group. If somebody comes in with a screenshot that they got from the other 500 groups, please don't call the TBI.
Yeah.
The offering to find Summer in return for money. That is the lowest of the low.
Yep.
That psychic that was going around, even talking to elderly people, explaining what a Cash App is, having them rewrite checks because they misspelled her name, thinking that she was out to find Summer.
Right.
Summer is either going to be found by law enforcement or whoever has her, if she's been abducted, will be arrested, or whatever, or someone is going to come across her. It's not going to be these people saying that they're going to find her. EquiSearch can.
Right.
And I thought Dawn was actually trying to bring them back. I don't know. And there's different channels, some YouTubers asking for money, saying that they're going to donate it to here or here or here. Just donate directly to that cause. Just cut out the middleman.
Right.
Because then people start screaming and yelling, where's the money? I want the receipts. Well, you're not going to get the receipts. Not for a while anyway. If they do, I don't know. Simple but Strong says those share people are a complete joke and you can pick right up on it. Well, I mean, here's the thing. When someone's like, and we've done it before, you know, like whatever super chat you send today is going to go like to Corey's mom. You know, that's done.
Right.
We got the receipts. It was like $50. We had sent pizza and everything during the protest. But this, I'm raising funds on behalf of this organization, but the screenshots say we haven't talked to them. We don't know who they are.
Right.
I find that very odd. So do you guys want to talk about abduction theories and how it could or couldn't be an abduction? 1 second. All right, I've got the link right there. Kevin, I've got the link posted. I'm going to take this down. I've got a few thoughts on it. I know you and I have talked about this at length, Brandy.
Yes.
For one, 3 boys were in the house.
Yep.
I'm only going off of Candace's final story, her final explanation of the day. There were other people will argue and say, no, that never happened. Well, then I'm going to forget about that. I'm going off of her final explanation. And that's the one with after swimming, they were planting flowers. She took Summer by the hand. She walked her to the porch to make sure she got there okay. And she went inside. Her brothers were watching TV. She went to the basement, and in 2 minutes, she was gone.
Right.
Now, I will say in the South, everything's in minutes. What seems like 2 minutes to me could actually have been 30. It's like 2 minutes.
Right.
So don't take that serious. But so there's 3 boys in the house.
And they were supposedly right outside, not far from the door.
And there was 2 adults in charge, which is Candace and her mother, which is Summer's grandmother. You're right. Well, Francine, kidnappers, you don't know. You don't know what they're looking for. Okay, so Summer had been swimming all day. Summer had been to different stores. Summer was outside planting flowers. I mean, she had a lot of stuff going on that day. So in this short period of time, the abductor would have to know exactly where she was on the property to get in and out with her.
Right.
So how would the abductor know that Candace had just taken her from planting flowers to the porch as she went to the basement to play, and the abductor happened to get her from there? Now, I'm not joking. If she was like in the driveway, like at the bottom of the hill playing by herself or something, I mean, I could probably gather that someone saw her and grabbed her.
Right.
Not in that basement, and not knowing, and I'm not saying a damn thing bad about their basement, to know exactly where she was on that property is crazy.
And all of the dogs being just completely fine. Because weren't all the dogs outside too?
Don said the dogs weren't there that day. He said the dogs were not there. He said when he got home, he said a few of them filtered back up. Hang on. Pink Barbie Doll said, in Cher's video, she made a slip and said, when I talked to Dawn back in May or March. Huh? Really? That's odd. She could be honestly just confused about the month. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't like that. Don has mentioned drug dealers, but then he says he didn't think they would take Summer. He mentioned that he hopes a rich old lady has her, like a sympathizer.
Oh my God.
I thought that was odd. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I hope that too. But I mean,
Right.
who's working for the rich old lady to get up that driveway around those dogs? Find your daughter in the basement, know where she's at, because she could have been anywhere on that property. I don't get it. I mean, it's all going to come out. We're going to keep open minds. We're going to keep discussing. You know, and another reason I don't think she's abducted is because Amber Alerts work, and they usually work very fast. This week, there was 2 separate Amber Alerts that have already recovered the children. A 6-week-old in Cleveland, found. 7-year-old in New York, found. Live children, one I think is in CPS custody, one is back with the mom. The Amber Alerts work. We had one in Oklahoma a few weeks ago, children found. The fact that Summer has not been found and there's an Amber Alert leads me to believe she was not abducted. It'd be better if she was, because hopefully somebody will come forward. If Summer was just outside the basement door, oh, I gotta read this. If Summer was just outside the basement door playing or playing on the swing, someone could have snatched her out there. Yeah, I think if people weren't paying attention and she was just outside, but that's not what Candace said, Anna. You're exactly right. If she was outside doing her own thing, on the swing, sitting outside the basement door or wherever, playing in the driveway, I could see somebody grabbing her. Even coming all the way up that driveway. I'm going off of what Candace said, and Candace said she was in the basement.
Right.
Yeah, dogs do bark. And the thing is, I'm going to show you this picture real quick. Hang on.
And if he wasn't home, how would he know the dogs weren't there?
Yeah, exactly.
They really have 15 dogs?
Yeah, I got a lot of dogs. Look
Holy
at this
shit.
precious baby. Look at her.
Oh.
Look at her. She loves animals. She loves animals. I was talking to another lady yesterday. She's in here, but I don't want to say her screen name. And she even mentioned, she said she loved animals so much. If somebody had Summer, those dogs would have attacked them. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful little girl. Yeah, Dawn said that too. Dawn said that too. Dawn's got a lot to say. And I think Dawn was at work all day, or he was tied up somewhere. The time makes no sense. I mean, and I get him being defensive. This is not a world he's used to. It's really
Right.
different. That's why I think he should just stick with find my daughter. Find my daughter.
Right.
Tilly says those aren't attack dogs. You don't think the dogs would go after someone trying to take Summer? Well, I don't know their breed. Yeah, I don't know their breed, so I don't know. I would think they would make a ruckus. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. I would think they would have a lot to say. So the last time Dawn was online, on YouTube, of course, it was talking to the shares. They did mention that, well, Cher did, that they have found pro bono services for Dawn and Candace. And that would be great, but I have never heard of an attorney making a deal like that with some third-party person over the phone.
Right.
I don't understand that at all. She said people will do it like for the advertisement. Well, there's a lot of high-profile cases, and they got to pay for an attorney.
Yep.
So I really hope no one is just telling them that. Because remember last week or on Monday we spoke that Cher was saying that we lost Savage. I didn't bring her up yet. Crud. Oh, shoot. I lost my train of thought. We were talking on Monday when Cher said he's going to need a public relations attorney and a defense attorney.
Yes.
I thought the defense attorney was a little presumptuous, you know.
Right.
If you're saying he's done nothing wrong, then don't say he needs a defense attorney. And why a public relations attorney? He shouldn't be worried about public relations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who Life Group Connect is. Let's see what Kevin has to say. Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
Hey, is your Wi-Fi working better?
Yeah, you hear me okay?
Yeah, a lot better than last time. Say hi to Brandy and say happy birthday to Savage.
Oh, happy
Hello,
birthday.
Kevin.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I think
Good,
I
I like
saw
that
in here
name.
we have some other birthdays.
Yeah, I like that name, Savage.
Oh, yeah. So have you been seeing
Hey.
Don's interviews? And when he called Chris, what did you think when we just played the phone call?
Well, yesterday I sat down and went through all the interviews, all of them. And I found something very interesting is in the Chris's last interview with Steve, if you go to about the 53-minute mark and Don starts explaining the carpooling with this guy that allegedly has the yellow truck,
Mm-hmm.
Don switches his story to 3 different vehicles that day. And you'll notice if you go back and listen, he tries to cover himself because he knows he effed up. And he said it without realizing it. There's 3 different vehicles involved. There's the red Subaru, a white truck, the yellow truck. Check it out. I don't know how I missed that, but that's what's good about going back and listening again and again. And even at one point, Don says, I lost my concentration for a minute. The reason was he was trying to catch up to the lies about the vehicles. Check it out. He is caught. Oh my God, it's a huge red flag. Huge.
Okay, so what mark was that? So everyone can hear again?
About the 53-minute mark. Start watching it.
Okay, I'm going to look at that.
Are you going to do it right now?
No, not right now. No, I got to look at it before I put it on here.
And listen to it until he's done. You'll catch him in 3 lies. Boom, boom, boom. So I know damn good and well there was at least 2 vehicles involved that day. I'll bet you. But I still don't think Summer's alive. I mean, I'm not trying to be cruel. This is my own opinion.
Right, no, we're open discussion here. Open discussion.
I think my opinion, and I said it the first time I was ever on your show, I think Don smothered Summer. That's just my opinion.
So you think he came home from work,
yes,
did this, and then went back to work?
I still...
Nope, yeah. Everyone has an opinion.
Yep.
Just make sure you say it's your opinion.
It is my opinion only.
Yep.
You know, you'll see my name around YouTube on comments. And
I have.
It is easy to stir up the hornets. Man, yesterday on Mountain, I just say it for what it is. On Mountain Girls comments, I made a comment to somebody, and man, all the defenders of Don just jumped on me. It was funny. And I made a promise to Summer when I came across this case, I made a promise to Summer that I will not stop screaming from the rooftops until the day she's found and those two scumbags, maybe three of them, are in jail. And I know in my heart and everything, they are going to be arrested. I know it. I mean, it's obvious that they're lying. Oh my God, how can voices behind the drywall? All they're doing is using them for cash cows. That's all.
Oh,
They're
I
doing.
agree.
I couldn't believe how they were going back and forth about how much money they aren't making. Who cares?
Yeah, and they're gonna buy Don earbuds and get birthstone rings. I wanted to puke.
If you're making no money, then where are you getting the money to have the guy in West Virginia, whatever? They're going to send him money to get him earbuds and have a mother's ring made for Candace.
Well, Miss Cher should spend some money on her teeth from doing meth. She's a known meth addict, and so is Benny Kesey.
Well, he's the guy that went and picked up pizzas and delivered them to Monica Sherrard, and he was her advocate. When the truth is, Monica should have let the mother and the grandmother know where those twins were.
Yeah, right now I'm digging in to Benny and voices behind the drywall. I am digging on those people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna expose them for who they really are.
So what did
It
you
just
think
takes
about
time.
the phone call, Kevin?
About the what?
About the phone call.
Oh, that was ridiculous. Did you hear Candace in the background? Really? That was so immature. I'm sure they were drunk.
Well, it was so weird because they were laughing. F you,
It's like,
you lied about everything. It's like one thing after another.
yeah, Chris, you lied about everything. And then you got Candace in the background screaming.
I know,
You know
and there's people in here in the community that say, I think Chris did twist these words. And we're going to agree to disagree. All right. And the reason I'm saying that is because
I'll agree.
all I
agree.
heard was Chris would ask a question, Dawn would answer, unless they're talking about Candace. I don't know. I didn't get it. It's kind of like he just let everyone just talk.
This is a message for all the people, and I'm not trying to be rude, to think Chris is some monster twisting and ruining Don's reputation. Here it goes. Chris, and I'll say it again, Chris is not going to ruin his ethics, his morality, his honesty, and his reputation on a dirtbag like Don.
Yeah, but the people that are, head petting keep saying he's got expired credentials. Retired is not expired. I think he remembers what he did all these years.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't know how to say it, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure TBI and the FBI are, let's say, keeping tabs on Chris.
Right.
I am sure that Chris is not going to come out and tell you he's working for law enforcement. Really? Cops don't have to tell you jack shit. They can lie if they want to get the truth out of somebody. I hope Don's lucky I'm not interrogating him. I don't care. I wish somebody, it won't be long, trust me, until they are brought down to that station and really questioned. It's only a matter of time until they do that. And I honestly think Candace might break before Don will.
I'm still leaning towards an accident, Kevin. I don't know why. I think there was an accident. I don't know why. I don't see. I'm looking at time.
Well, they're damn sure. She damn sure could have fell down that frickin' stairs.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and for whatever reason, I think they covered it up.
The reason
I just don't believe that. I don't believe abductor. Okay. And it's okay. We can all be wrong in here. We can all be wrong because we're not the detectives. We're not investigators. We're just talking.
Yeah, I agree. I could be totally wrong. And if I am, I will apologize to the Wells. I will send them some money. I promise you. But
I mean, we're looking at the obvious. There was 2 adults home and 3 boys with Summer. Okay, the boys are not with their parents anymore. So I'm just wondering what the boys have said, if they're back in school where there's mandated reporters, what grandma has said, because she won't talk to anyone. And I get that because social media is insane and she really shouldn't, period.
That's for
all
sure.
We have to go off of is what is news releases, what Dawn has said, and what Candace has said.
Exactly. The only reason why I don't think, in my opinion only, people, the only reason I don't think it was an accident is because of CPS and Summer getting ready to start school and Don's history of SA. And I'm not saying this, I hope I don't offend any SA victims out there, because that's not even what I'm trying to do.
No.
But it's awful fishy that the day Summer went missing, CPS was supposed to be there. And they did take them boys. And they did not take those boys because the house was dirty in the yard. They didn't. CPS took those kids because they felt their life was in danger. They know what was going on. We haven't heard from them yet either. And I guarantee you that TBI, the FBI, and CPS are putting a case file together. You will see Don and Candace arrested for child neglect. Here's what I think. They're going to get arrested for child neglect, and then that's when the screws are going to be put on them about Summer while they're in jail. TBI and the FBI is not going to give them a heads up. That's the reason why law enforcement hasn't talked, in my opinion, is because, and I also believe that the red truck and this leaving up the Amber Alert is a ploy for Don. So he keeps talking. Don's an idiot. He has buried himself, period.
Well, and we talked about this the other day. When Dawn came on social media, which was a couple of days after the Amber Alert. Okay. Candace was already on there because, hang on, she put this up. She put this up.
I know.
My baby girl, mommy and daddy misses you so much. We are searching everywhere for you and won't stop until I find you. Of course, very bad taste. Very bad taste. But when Don came out, he immediately assumed the worst. You know what I'm saying, Kevin? There was no find her. She had to have fallen. Maybe an animal got her. Thank you for the search and rescue. Any of that. It was abducted. Could be in Mexico. How come we don't shut down the borders? I mean, all that stuff.
Well, from day one, they spoke in past tense, and they still are. I'll see her in the resurrection. What does that tell you? Summer is not alive. Yeah, you'll be lucky, Don, if you see her in the resurrection. You'll be lucky if you're resurrected.
Right.
I don't care. I don't like the guy. He's full of shit. You know,
well, he's not handling this right for sure.
And that grandma's pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she has a daughter missing, and she leaves when Summer disappears. What does that tell you?
Right.
I still think there's something fishy about Rose. and Grandma and Don.
Right.
And another thing, Jay for Justice yesterday exposed those Candace's records in Wisconsin for child abuse.
I saw that. Okay, let me put it this way. Some things were sent to me. I haven't had time to go through it, but it blew
wait
my
till
mind.
you see that. Wait till you see that. I'm telling you, man, Summer was abused. It's sick. And it's so obvious to me, in my opinion only. That's for all my haters out there.
No one hates you here. Hey, did you get your wrench yet to moderate?
No. How do you do it? I was wondering. I don't know how to do it. I'm not good at electronics. I can barely use this damn phone.
I know. Well, I've been asking you to email me for a while, and I guess you didn't get my message.
What's your email?
It's in the about section of the channel. Hang on, I'll make you a moderator real quick, Kevin.
Oh, you're awesome.
It's in the about section of the channel. Hang on, I'll make you a moderator. Now I hear myself talking. I don't want to hear myself talking.
You're awesome.
It's in the about section of the channel. Yep, now it's going to repeat over and over. I hear myself. Yeah, I'll do it later.
Yeah, I'm just a straight up honest person. I don't sugar or pussyfoot around Don and Candace. I don't, because I don't like them. I think they're disgusting. They're pathetic. They're involved. It's going to come out, but I don't want to start no crap on your channel.
You're not starting any crap. It's your opinion. We have open discussion here. And the thing is, just like I have said over and over, the abduction story makes no sense to me.
That abduction story is a joke. The only one that abducted Summer was Don. And I'll tell you what, I'll bet Summer's last car ride was in that red Subaru too.
Well, I just kind of wonder where they took her, because she could be anywhere.
What I wanted to tell you was I almost forgot. Damn. I was watching yesterday or the day before. Everyday Shenanigans. I love her. But anyway, she had a lady on that called in that works for a business that involves phone data and all that kind of electronic data. And she broke it down where phones take about 60 days, but it all depends on who you're carrying all this. It takes a while for electronic data from others to come back. She was very, very informative, and she was honest, and I know she wasn't bull crapping.
Well, are you familiar with other cases like Gannon Staunch, and how they pulled all the cell phone data from his stepmother, Letitia?
No, but
I mean,
talking about that
with Pat Daybell and Lori Vallow. They got those pings and they got all that data, and they went after them. Same with Barry Morphew. It takes a long time, but they will get them.
See, the thing of it is, this case is so big that TBI, the FBI, and local law enforcement aren't going to muff this. They're not going to have a damn mistrial. When they come out, they're going to have all the evidence they need. But the other thing I wanted to tell you, damn it. Oh, somewhere in Don's interview, I believe with Voices Behind the Drywall, Don makes a reference to, what's her name? Megan Boswell. Don makes a reference that I think he says something like he's being judged like Megan Boswell.
Well, Megan Boswell got put in jail for lying to the police because they knew that she did something to little Evelyn. They knew it.
Exactly. That's why Don
before they had her in jail for lying to the police. And now she's charged with how many felonies? Why is he even bringing that up?
Exactly. Because I know damn good and well Don doesn't watch true crime channels and knows all about Megan Boswell. That's a red flag. Bad.
Well, and now what does everyone think about how the Shares, I'm not going to say Mr. Share, but Mrs. Share, when she said that even if Don is involved, they're going to support him. They already cover up the essay and how he says that this child initiated it.
She's such a good person. She's not even supposed to have pets. The Miss Animal Torturer.
How do you defend that? Does it not?
Birds of a feather.
How do you not get the creeps? The
Birds
creeps,
of a feather flock
when you
together.
hear someone and you hear their voice. I already played it once. If I have to play it again, I will. But when he says she initiated that.
Yeah, this essay thing is really sickening. I'm not qualified, I don't think, enough to dive into advice about essay and all that kind of stuff. But I do truly feel for the victims. And I can't even imagine being violated at freaking 5 years old. That is absolutely horrid.
No 5-year-olds approaching someone. So we see Summer in this picture, okay? Right here.
Yep.
Now let's flash forward a little bit. She's only 5 years old. So those were the pictures they were posting. And then we go to this. What's the downfall?
Well, if you look at Summer's pictures, get them all together and look at
I've got about 200. I mean, I'd say 200. I've got a bunch.
You will see her. She declines in appearance and in physical. She declines. You can see the decline in her health and her appearance. They didn't even comb her damn hair.
Well, her head's shaved. If I had seen this picture, if I didn't know that she was missing, I would have assumed I'm looking at a picture of a child with a childhood disease.
She reminds me of a Holocaust victim.
Well, I wouldn't have thought that, but I'm thinking of.
But anyway, that's
something wrong with her. I don't mean something wrong with her. I mean, like, she's sick.
And you can look at the pictures of when she had hair before it was never combed, hardly. Not in the beginning, some of the pictures were, but towards the end, her hair is terrible. I mean, I'm not saying the way it's just they didn't comb it. Her teeth were rotten. I don't know, man. It just don't look good.
Sword says she shaved her hair because she didn't want to care for her. Well, they also said she's a tomboy, so she wanted like a buzz cut. I've heard all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I just think if you see pictures of her not too long ago and recent, if the dates are correct, there's something going on.
I agree. That hair could be something to do with SA. It could be something to do with lice. Maybe she did want it cut. But the reason I'm not thinking that is just because of all the other information we've gotten from Don Wells' mouth himself.
All right. Hang on 1 second. I want everyone to listen to this, and we're going to discuss it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's often, but nothing's changed whatsoever. There's just absolutely nothing. They don't have nothing at all. As far as I can tell, it's just at a standstill. As far as I can tell, it's just not going anywhere. That's why we're trying to find other resources and maybe even, just trying to go out on our own a little bit and doing what we can because we just ain't got a clue. Well, as often, I mean, yeah, but nothing's changed whatsoever. There's just absolutely nothing. They don't have nothing at all, as far as I can tell. It's just at a standstill. You know, yeah. As far as I can tell, it's just not going anywhere. That's why we're trying to find other resources and maybe even, you know, just trying to go out on our own a little bit and doing what we can because we just ain't got a clue. Well, as often, I mean, yeah, but nothing's changed whatsoever. There's just absolutely nothing. They don't have nothing at all, as far as I can tell. It's just at a standstill. You know, yeah. As far as I can tell, it's just not going anywhere. That's why we're trying to find.
I don't believe for a minute anyone's sharing these details with him.
You know what? That just told me that law enforcement is doing exactly what I said. They are letting Don play the game. Oh my God. I think it's so obvious. Maybe I'm wrong. But the red truck and the Amber Alert keeps Don thinking they don't have no. You think TBI is going to tell you they've got credible tips over the frickin' news? They're playing Don like a poker hand. Watch.
Because for him to say they don't have anything, they don't have any clues, they're going to find their own resources. You have the FBI, you have the TBI, you have Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. You don't need your own. You don't need that. You don't need the shares.
Don't you think if it was really an abduction, TBI would have said so by now?
Luca Vega wants to nominate you for president in 2024. Are you available, Kevin?
Yeah, I'll run vice with Trump.
Okay. Hang on. We've got someone wanting to come up just real quick. Hang on, Kevin. No, you can stay right there. Hang on.
All right.
Hey, sorry, Lifetime, to leave you, Life Group, to leave you backstage for so long. Are you there?
If you guys can see me, I'll show you my grandkids.
Well, first off, I want to thank you for the invite to the show.
Yeah, so what do you think?
Second of all, I want to say something about the pro bono lawyer stuff. In the state of Tennessee, that is where I'm at. And yes, you can get a pro bono lawyer for any case on the table with your docket and your court papers or summons or subpoenas or anything. And it's free service and stuff. It don't matter if it was a murder case, they can get it.
Well, that's in every state. That's in every state. That's in every state.
Yes.
I mean, anybody that wants to work for free can.
Also, they have here in Tennessee legal aid services where you can present your case.
Okay, so a public relations attorney is going to do this pro bono. Now, I understand a defense attorney because everyone has a right to representation. And so you would get a public defender. So, yes. I mean, a public relations attorney, that's totally different.
Will offer you a chance to go get your lawyer or set a court-appointed lawyer for you.
Yeah, but he hasn't been charged with anything. He hasn't been charged with anything.
No, I'm not going to talk about lawyer. I'm not going to talk about that. I was just answering the question you was, kind of curious about because I'm in the state of Tennessee.
Oh, no, I wasn't curious about a free lawyer because anyone can get one. I mean, anyone can. Well, I mean, if you have no funds, yeah, you can. But what they're talking about is something totally different. They're talking about a public relations lawyer. They're talking about a public defender when he's been charged for nothing. But they're saying that there's pro bono people that will do it for the exposure, basically. So yeah,
Yeah,
anyone
some
can get
I will get that credibility. Some lawyers want to get their bar association up. So yeah, they would take a high case that's made the social media, the news, or anything like that to get their reputation up for bar association media. Yeah.
hopefully they've already passed the bar. I don't know what in the world. I don't know. I mean, it makes
No.
sense.
I'm
To
not
me.
talking about that kind of bar. I'm talking about the bar association social media. Like, let's say a fire happened in the state of Tennessee, and they get these people for arson. If the lawyer has watched the case on the news, that's what I'm saying. A bar social media intent to get their reputation high. You see what I'm saying now?
Oh yeah, like I said, anyone can work for free if they want to. But I appreciate you clearing that up. Hey, thanks for being here today and coming on panel.
Yeah, and everybody, please keep thinking about summer wells. I also have a hashtag called Bring Safety to Summer Wells. So, I mean, and I'm new to the YouTube channel, so when I come to these lives and try to, listen, I'm not here for Candace or Dawn. I'm here for that little girl's sake because I have a 16-year-old daughter myself. And so I'm a vice versa parent, but I do live in the state of Tennessee where all this is going on and stuff.
Yeah,
And
there's billboards all over, and good for you guys. Thank you so much. And yep, you're exactly right. Thank you very much.
If you're new to YouTube, watch out. There's a lot of crude people on there. They're bad.
All right, hang on one second. We got someone else wanting to come up. Hey, Savannah, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Oh yeah. Well, is it okay if I just basically speak what I want to say? Is that okay?
Well, yeah, what point are we touching on so we know?
Basically I just wanted to point out that share couple right there on YouTube, Voices Behind the Wall.
Kevin, what do you call them?
What is it? Voices Behind the Wall?
Yeah, I was asking Kevin.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make a comment and say that on her, it was a live video that she had done when I was watching, and I heard her she made a slip, and I don't know if anybody else caught it, but she said, back when I talked to Dawn in May or March, right? Okay. So, that's several months ago. So my first impression when I viewed her channel was that she didn't know Donald and Candace at all, right? Did anyone else think that same aspect of it?
Now I heard about.
I don't think
Because
she knows Don well.
I heard about the split, but I just don't know. Does she even know what she's talking about?
I just want to say something else. And then in another live, I had made a comment and it popped up because it was during a live, so it pops up random comments, and so they had to read it out loud, and I asked them, how long have you known Dawn? And they seemed a little bit nervous, I guess, as answering the question. They both were like, oh, just about 3 weeks,
Yeah.
So I found that a little bit odd, and then I went back after that live to see if I can hear the slip again, and it's edited out. Is that possible?
Oh yeah, you can edit videos. We don't.
I'm like,
We
well,
don't know how to. We're not that good. I'm not gonna lie.
And then she wouldn't, reply to any of the other messages I had asked or questions in that live, and I was being put in time out.
Savage, it's your birthday. You shouldn't do that. So explain to me exactly how she would have met them in March or May.
That's something that, I believe when you listen to these people, when they're connected with somebody that, this is a huge nationwide, you know, everyone is connected with this case, and I listen, you know, to things. And like I said, I don't know if anyone else during that live had caught it or not, but she just kind of said it in the background a little bit, but I did catch it. And then, you know,
we have known them before Summer went missing.
Gone, you know.
Yeah, but a lot of people have screen recordings of it.
I mean, I would hope and pray that somebody can go back and listen to that, because like I said, I did hear that, and I was thinking in my mind, like, why, you know, because like I said, my first impression was they didn't know each other. But why would she say, oh yeah, back in March or May, you know, and then now she's talking about that she's calling him every day, and they're wanting to get him a YouTube channel.
Oh,
and
my God.
the only thing that really upset me the most was the title of her video was for Summer Wells, and it on the picture it was Paw Patrol, you know, representing Summer. And during that whole live, it made me so upset. All they wanted to talk about was their likes and subs and basically numbers and popularity, and you know, kind of just kicking back at it. And then at the end of her video, she made a statement. She says, can we let's hurry up so we can get this shit done already. And she repeated that twice, and I just like, how disrespectful. You put Summer's name on a video, and then at the end of it you're saying, I just want it to be over. I want to, you know. I thought that was just so disrespectful to Summer.
Well,
You're using her name and her disappearance, and then you're saying, you know, oh, let's just hurry up so I can be done with this shit. You know, like, rude. And I just feel like there is something going on more than we know. And with the editing aspect of it, you know, because in my opinion, that photo of Summer with the milk is edited. It's fake.
Oh, you think it is?
Yes. And
oh,
so
I think we had her propped up with the milk, but you're saying you think it's edited.
Yes.
Yeah, explain that, because I love different opinions and ideas.
Well, you know, just by looking at it, you know, some of it doesn't really make sense. And I myself isn't the one to actually point this out. It is actually another person on YouTube, you know, so I could give her the credit for that.
Say her name.
Absolutely.
It's called, her channel is the Magical Boardroom, I think.
That's okay if you can't remember. So what'd she say?
Right. She has several videos where she was able to see that the outline of Summer's photo is cut out and placed up against the fake milk jugs.
Well, who in the hell could do that? Do they know about Photoshop?
Yeah. Like I said, that's just information that I saw myself, and then I would just, with everything else going on and all these new people just arriving into the mix, you know, I mean, Summer's, you know, been missing for going over 2 months now, and all of a sudden these people are showing up, supporting Dawn and creating all this fame for him. But it's like, it's not about them. This is about Summer. She's 5 years old. How selfish can these people be? My daughter is 6. I could not imagine ever, you know, harming my child or putting my children through what they did to them children. And it's so heartbreaking because nobody was there to help them. You know, the grandmother stood around and just allowed it and didn't care. So in my opinion, she is just as guilty as them.
Yep.
You know, I mean, think about it. If you're witnessing somebody hurting a child, and then the next day you hear, oh, that child passed away, you know, well, you could have said something, you know. You could have saved that child's life. You know, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel.
No,
I just really, I love Summer so much, and this I have been watching since her, you know, case since day one, and she has touched my heart so much. And just to see people, you know, doing this to her name, like they're using her name to, you know, sit back and laugh, and you know, they sit there and bad talk other people that are really trying to help, you know, and I just feel like that's not right at all.
Bobby just said cold milk to keep her body cool. Grandis left to keep from being questioned.
Yeah, well, she's known all along. I mean, she's been a part of those children's lives since they were born, you know, so she obviously witnessed more than, I mean, meets the eye. I mean, any person can see in those photos of the children that they have been abused and neglected, and mainly Summer. You know, in a lot of the photos, you can see the boys with their hair combed, fresh out of the bath, nice clean clothes, and then they have a picture of Summer sitting on the bed, you know, just the complete opposite, and she just looks so sad, you know, and I just feel like her eyes tell a huge story. And like I said, I've just been so touched by her.
Well, I mean, this picture has always really troubled me.
Oh, so sorry. Say that again.
I said the picture on the screen right now has really troubled me. Have you seen that, Kevin? Have you seen it, Savannah?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she looks terrified.
The one picture that really bothers me is the one with Summer at the aquarium with the shoes that she has on that are 50 sizes too big, and the way the way she holds her private area in some pictures. I don't like that. I just think something ain't right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You all are right about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have to say one thing. I'm not sure if everyone, I'm sure maybe all of you have seen that photo that they had posted all over the internet of Summer when she looks about 1 or 2 years old, and she has absolutely no clothes on, right?
Yeah.
You saw that. I mean, she's like a small little child, and there's 2 brothers in the picture, the dad and another grown man in the photo. And you have to think, well, who was taking that picture? Obviously Candace. So she's just allowing her own small child to just be violated.
I'm sure Don was around looking at her.
She has no privacy for her own body, and it's very sad, you know. It's just terrible.
Or the picture where they took of her with all the graffiti at some haunted tunnel.
Yep. There has to be more messages behind these photos, I would imagine. I'm not sure.
But they weren't like that before because we were showing other pictures. That's why I said if I didn't know about this case, I would have assumed if I saw a picture that she had some kind of childhood illness, that she was, you know, ill.
I just want to say one thing, and to anyone watching or listening, if anyone else can relate to what I'm about to say, and I don't know if that has any relevance to anything, but in a lot of the photos that they have posted of Summer, they might, you know, kind of look like Summer, but it's not. There are some that is not Summer. That child that they post on some of them photos, the little girl has very dark eyes, and her facial features are different, with more of a round face and chin, and the lips are different. And I'm just not sure why they would do that, or if that has any importance of the situation.
So you're saying they were photoshopping her daughter, or you think they were?
I don't think it's photoshopped. I just think that, I mean, maybe, I mean, other people have stated that sometimes people switch children. I'm not sure. I guess that's what some people do. I don't know about that. That's the first time I've ever heard about that. But then why would these photos that look like her, like, who is this child? You know?
Right.
If anyone could ever just take the time, if you have screenshots of Summer, and just kind of compare. I mean, we all know Summer has the most beautiful blue eyes in a photo, and when you see one that they put of was supposedly her, but she has dark eyes. You know, I'm just not sure what that's supposed to mean. You know, it's very confusing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either because I mean, the pictures we have are like public pictures from their Facebook.
Yeah.
That is really strange. That is really strange, my friend.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I've had a lot on my mind and everything, and I always want to say so much. This is actually my first time ever joining one of these live talks.
Well, we're glad you did.
So, I mean, I do appreciate you letting me come on your talk. I really do. I just love Summer so much, and I mean, all the children that are suffering. I mean, it's so sad that they're brought into the world for, you know, terrible people to just take advantage of them because they're so small and they can't defend themselves, you know, and they can't talk because nobody will listen, you know. So
Tanya Landon said, I'm a survivor. Well, I'm not going to say that. There's several people that have said that they're bothered by her holding certain areas, like her crotch area in pictures.
That's sick.
yes, oh yeah, I've seen that many times. Yeah.
I mean,
and I just want to say one thing again. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, hon.
I mean, I do apologize. I don't mean to be, you know, talking so much, but
no, you're fine.
That hurt my feelings.
In some of her photos, I would, you know, I have zoomed in on some of her pictures, and in some of them, you can see, it's like a tiny little red mark on like her upper cheek, and it's very tiny. So you have to think, what could make that mark on her face? And also in another photo, you could see the little tiny red marks on her chin by her lips as well.
She could have hurt herself playing, maybe.
Well, these marks are very distinctive and they're very small, and and that particular one where it's up above her cheek, it shows up in more than one photo, and it's there like several photos where you can see that little red mark has not moved. It's not, you know.
What's sad about this whole thing is that you can't rule out anything. You can't rule out if Don punched her. You can't rule out if Candace kicked her down the stairs. You can't rule out if Don S.A.'d her. Why?
We were
because
not
they're
there.
shady. You can't believe a damn thing they say.
It's heartbreaking.
And I wouldn't doubt it if they weren't hidden. I don't put it past them two. Not at all.
Yeah, it's a very tragic situation.
It is. It's terrible.
You know.
All right, hang on 1 second, guys. I'm going to play another clip, and we'll discuss that, okay?
Yep, sir.
Just say, please, you know, of course, please find a way to let her come home. Because everybody here, we love her with all our hearts, and we've never mistreated our kids. I think we don't have the best of everything, but we do have a lot of love. We've never mistreated our kids, and we've always been happy. And, just please let her come home sometime. And I don't know. I don't know. The one, I don't know who's got her. I don't know exactly who who I would be talking to. But if Summer hears this, I want you to know, Summer, I love you with all my heart. I miss you with everything I got.
So that's Don saying if someone has,
right.
if you can hear this summer, you know, like basically reach out and find them.
Mm-hmm.
She's 5 years old.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he'll say she got in the car and drove away.
And to be honest with you, that clip that you just played of Dawn, that was actually the live that I was talking about when she made that comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know.
Vanessa, I'm going to take you down real quick. We got someone else backstage, okay? And if you want to come back up, let me know, or you can stay on here. I don't care.
Okay.
Hey, Casey, how are you?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to add to the thing.
Make sure your YouTube app is off.
Okay, I have to leave and come back.
Bye.
Yeah, I should probably put that up first and tell people you got to have your YouTube shut off. I've done it too many times. So, Kevin, what do you make out of that when he says, if you can hear this summer?
Well, the word if is a big word. If what? If grasshoppers had machine guns, birds wouldn't eat them? I mean, what? What if? You got to think about what is Don saying. What if? You know, I don't. It's.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Why is there an echo? Hang on, let me try to fix this. I don't have my YouTube open, so. Okay, go ahead, Sheena. Oh, hang on. Okay, go ahead, Savannah. No, it's
well, and
you have your YouTube open.
oh, let me see.
How in the hell do you close your YouTube?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm just on the screen that says StreamYard.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Oh, well, this is just shows that I'm in the live.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make the comment of in all the first interviews, Dawn was so certain that Summer was already deceased and he would see her in the resurrection and this and that. And then, you know, when Voices on the Wall or, you know, they started talking, you know, they basically convinced him to say that he believes now Summer is alive. So which is it? Like, and, you know, he was so certain that something would always happen to Summer. And I guess when you let sex offenders in your home with your children, I guess that's what he meant. Because why would you knowingly let someone that has done something to other children in your home sleeping next to other children? And if they're drinking and passed out, God knows what happened to those kids.
If you go back to the first interview with Don and Candace, when Candace was about ready to pass out because she's so high, that was before Don heard anything to try and use. That was raw, unedited. Don and Candace weren't polluted yet with all the shit they're using to try to sound innocent. I always go back to that very first interview for all my answers every time. That was raw. They hadn't been influenced by media, by Facebook yet, really, by Voices Behind the Drywall, by Benny Sleazy. None of them. That first interview told me everything I needed to know, in my opinion.
Well, you're talking about the very first interview, the one in the yard, that one? Mine cut out a little bit.
The one where they were sitting down and Candace looked like she did about a bottle of OxyContin.
Well, she obviously was having a bad day, if you know what I mean.
What's that?
You guys hit that like.
Okay, I was having technical difficulty. What?
Kevin's cutting out. Hang on. Do you know what he's talking about, Savannah?
I do. Yeah. Oh, the first interview
Yeah.
where they're at the home? Yes. Is that the one he's talking about?
Yes, that's the one. He said he does not do it all the time.
I've watched every single interview. I've watched everything basically pertaining to Summerwell. So, I mean, the positive, obviously, you know.
All right, hang on 1 second. We've got someone coming up.
Okay.
Hey, Sky, how are you?
Okay. Do I still have an echo for you guys?
No, the echo is from me and Savannah, so I have to mute her when I'm talking to other people. I figured it out.
Okay. Sorry, I thought it was me. So I just wanted to add to the picture thing that Savannah was talking about.
Yes.
There's one picture that really bothers me. I watched a video on it, I think last week. Well, not just on that picture, it was about a bunch of things, but there's this picture that is supposedly Summer, and she's wearing an all blue Frozen outfit. And it's like little leggings and a top and little blue shoes, I think.
Yes.
And in my opinion, that's not Summer in that picture. If you really look at it. Also in the now this is just from the video I watched. I didn't, this isn't my information, but supposedly 2 little boys went missing, I believe in 2019. And they were from Tennessee, and their last name is Green. And I believe one of the little boys could possibly be in that picture of Summer. It's called kid switching.
Huh. Well, that's an interesting theory. Thank you for sharing that with us today.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Take care.
Too. Oh, hey, Kevin, we lost you.
Yeah, you did for a second. Hello?
Yep, right here. So the woman that was just up, she thinks that Summer's been switched with another child. Any theory, opinion, anything, we'll talk about that. I just don't know that Dawn and Candace could pull that off, but anything's possible, I guess.
In my opinion, not a chance in hell.
Mm-hmm.
That abduction story and all this, she was so, sure, everybody has their own opinion. I agree with that. But me personally, in my own opinion, I do not believe that Summer was trafficked. She wasn't sold to a drug dealer. She wasn't sold to some rich woman, which would give Dawn a fairy tale ending. The truth lies behind Dawn, Candace, and Grandma. And I'm not buying anything that they're trying to sell because, like I said, if you go back to that first interview, that was so incriminating. There was so many red flags in that. It was unbelievable. That's what got me attracted to this case. When I saw Dawn and Candace talking, I thought, hell no, this is a joke. And why would I even think that? I never even followed true crime at the time. I'm not even on Facebook. And, but that first interview told me a lot.
Well, Kevin, if you see the banner down here, it's got our Facebook and it's got our email.
The banner. Oh, okay. The thing that's scrolling across the screen.
Yeah. Why can't anyone hear you? Savage, can you please tell Kevin we cannot hear him? I can help. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, guess it's just you and me.
Really? You want me to jump off and come back on?
No, we can. Can everyone hear Kevin? We're gonna unmute Savannah and bring Savage on. Hey, Savage, happy birthday!
Hey, you. I just wanted to tell everybody thank you so very much for wishing me a happy birthday. You have no idea what it means to me today.
Well, what did you think? Happy birthday. You deserve it. So what did you think about the clips we've been playing?
Oh, Lord help us. It just doesn't make any sense. None of it any sense. I'm one of those that don't believe that Don killed her, but I do believe that he knows exactly what happened. Exactly. And he's admitted to being a former addict. I think addicts are the best liars and manipulators in the world. I think that he is still using because he is using alcohol. I mean, he's admitted that. He was drunk when the whole deal with Candace and him getting arrested went down. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel. And he is using this whole, oh, I'm such a good Christian thing to cover up who he really is.
Right.
For sure. For sure. But I believe that, unfortunately, Summer may no longer be with us.
Not at all.
You can't tell me that she was abducted. I don't believe it. I will say this about the dogs. I live in the country. I have 10 dogs. I know that sounds crazy, but you would never know if you walked in my house. And I have, country dogs. But anyway, during the day, when you have that many dogs, they're a pack. So they run off together. And, my dogs would run off in the woods and be gone 3, 4, 5 hours. And then come home in the evening. So the dog's not barking. That doesn't really bother me. But everything else bothers me. You cannot tell me that no one noticed someone walking up and taking her. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I'm not going to beat a dead horse anymore about the dogs, okay? Don says they weren't there. Then he says they filtered back up. I don't know that Candace has ever answered it. When Chris was there, he saw the dogs. I'm not even going to go into that anymore. But somebody else would have noticed someone coming on the property, getting in the house, and getting her out of the basement. Like I said, unless she got out of the basement and was like at the end of the driveway or something. I don't know.
No.
Right. They say they always kept that basement door locked.
Mm-hmm.
So how did she get out? That house is so tiny. If someone came in that house, you can't tell that those boys didn't hear something. That they heard nothing at all. They would have had to have heard something. The abduction story, no, not flying.
Nope.
Something happened. That was an accident. And I'll tell you something else. I believe that Candace was actually very, very jealous of Summer. And I also believe that she was very, very jealous of Marie, her sister. They were beautiful. Candace is, or Summer's a beautiful, beautiful little girl. And I'm sorry, you look at Candace and I'm thinking she looks like a man.
She'll be.
I'm not trying to be
Tasha
mean.
just said, Dawn said the basement door was unlocked. Yeah, it's no, the sister's name is Rose Bly. She's still missing.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's Rosemarie Bly. That's why I said Marie. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
But I think that's why it could be a combination of her starting to be essayed and also her getting old enough where she was getting all this attention and being told how beautiful she was, and Candace was jealous of that. She was jealous of that.
Did anyone see the Facebook page where Candace put the claw marks over Rose's picture?
No, I did not.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh, that'll tell you the real story.
Kevin, our email is in the banner.
Okay, I see it. Cool. Yeah, there's a picture that was on Facebook, and I'm sure somebody in your chat might know, of like claw marks going across the front of Rose's pictures. Check it out.
I will. Catherine says, she said, I thought that was a yearbook photo.
I don't know what it is, but it was Candace that put the claw marks on it. I don't do Facebook, so I'm only going by with what I seen. So
no, exactly. Exactly.
It doesn't surprise me though that if she'd do that, she would do something like that. And that's another thing with Candace. You know, we got the poor abused woman thing. Well, let's address that right now. If Candace, okay, let's put it this way. Candace is the type of person that would throw Dawn under the bus if she could, if she was innocent. She can't because she's involved. Candace's personality is not what she's portraying at all. You know, she's the type of person that if she could, she'd be jumping on the train, I'm out of here. In my opinion.
Yep, that's your opinion. I think Dawn is controlling. I think that's the reason, you know, just like that's the reason, you know, he's running the show, right? He's running the show now. You know, he's calling Chris when he wants. He wants the narrative to be his. 1 second. Shan, I don't know who Shan is.
Dawn is a narcissist and a gaslighter.
Hi, Shan. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. What's going on?
I wanted to share I've kind of heard people say bits and pieces of this, but not all together. And I followed the case from the beginning and just kind of sat back and analyzed it. And I shared this in a Facebook group. That's founded on Looking for Summer. And it basically is this. It's like, if we take what I think is the key to the case, it's looking at who had odd variations in their routines and habits the day that Summer went missing and had poor excuses as to why. And if you look at Dawn, there are at least 3 major things. Just the day before, he fired his only coworker who was there with him the whole day and would know his exact routine. Okay. The next day, he suddenly just decides he's going to drive this car he pays $600 a month for to work, has to put his tools in it. It's odd, and even when his boss had seen him at least once through the day, had noted its oddity. I later found out the car's a 4-wheel drive. Okay, this is important. And this is important because Dawn says when he leaves and comes home, before going up to the house to talk to people to see what's going on, he drives off around behind the property, and you can see this in his retracing his steps video. He drives back through this grassy area down towards the creek and comes back up. Now, he said that his truck would have never made it out of there. And it hit me. Why did he want to go there first? He wanted a reason why his tire tracks would be down there.
Yep.
I believe that's where he went and pulled his car off the road and hid and walked up and got Summer and come back from up in there. It was the perfect place to get up through that property and then come back and not be seen. The car would go up and down out of there where his truck wouldn't, and also smaller. The other thing, of course, that he did out of the ordinary was he said he called home and was going to come home from work, but they were out of the house, so I might as well just stay and work. Not to mention his boys were home. There was no reason for that, so he doesn't leave at his normal time. So there's 3 big red flags and changes in his routine for the day, and I think those are all the key and part of the story. I think, you know, some people have said that CPS was supposed to come either that day or the next day. I'm sorry, my dogs are barking at, but
Oh, you're fine.
I think that he had been sexually abusing her, and he needed her quiet.
Yep.
You know, she was probably acting out. She was going to start school. He says his biggest fear is prison. He wouldn't even wish prison on the person who took Summer. So I think that's the key to it all.
Well,
He even said that the person that took Summer, he doesn't want them punished.
Exactly.
He's changed his story several times. That could be different tomorrow.
Yep.
In my opinion, Don will never go back to prison. He'll kill himself and Candace. That's my opinion.
I think so too. That's why I'm thankful those boys are out of that house.
Yep. He's a suicidal man just waiting to pull a trigger.
He is. He is.
He is. He's messed up. And so
He's
is his
full.
stupid wife.
Right. He's full of hate and rage, and you could really hear it in that call to Chris. It's kind of scary. You know, he let his mask slip for a minute there.
And then old Benny Keys and Voices Behind the Drywall, they said that they got, Benny got fired up because Don B. Buchanan on YouTube said they have Summer's blood on their hands. Man, they didn't like that. But it's true.
It's
Don
the truth.
and Candace do have Summer's blood on their hands.
Yep, they sure do. But I just wanted to share that with you guys just to kind of put together, I feel like, what is a more accurate timeline of what I truly believe happened that day. And the only thing that makes sense to me, and now, you know, I don't know 100%, but with everything we see, it adds up, you know.
You're on point. You are
Thank
on
you.
point.
And thanks, guys, for letting me come up for a minute.
No problem. We
Okay.
love to talk to everyone. And what you're saying makes sense. That's what we're doing here. So anytime.
Okay, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, hon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What'd you think of that, Kevin?
She's right on point. I mean, she is right on the money. Summer's last car ride was in that damn red Subaru. I know it. I just know
If you
it.
go
And if
back
I'm wrong,
to Chris and Steve breaking it down, and Steve said himself, he said, there's a reason he took that Subaru that day.
Yep.
Did you catch
And
that?
You know what, though? You know what Don didn't realize is that Subaru, the data that's going to come back for that Subaru, that Subaru has a computer-like thing, a data, and they can even tell if the tire pressure is different. They can even get that off of their data. And if no one believes me, check it out. But they can actually, let's say Don was just in the car. The tire pressure is going to be different than Don and Summer in the car. That red Subaru is going to nail Don's ass to the wall.
Do you know what year the Subaru is?
No, I would love to know if anybody knows. But that car is going to tell a story. And another thing I find interesting is that the TV they took, I didn't know how much information they can get from that TV that was in their house.
Oh, a smart TV? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You know, that's the reason why they have not been arrested yet. You know, is they have, look at how much evidence and people they have to check out, all the stuff they have to gather to have a solid case. It might take a damn year, but they are going to get arrested. And it's just a matter of time. You know, like I say, everyone, all these people are saying, well, if they had evidence, Don and Candace wouldn't be, you know, they don't have evidence because Candace and Don haven't been arrested yet. And Don thinks he's being slick. Well, why would TBI remove the Amber Alert? Why would they remove the red truck? Why would they say they have credible evidence? You think they're going to tell them that? The FBI is smarter than me, in my opinion, way smarter than I am.
They're super smart. That's the whole reason they do this. It's all they do.
Yeah.
So when Don is saying
well,
they don't have nothing, they can't find nothing, they have no clues, that's why the title of the show, you know, Don's running the show. He said, I'm finding my own resources.
And if you don't think the TBI and FBI and all them aren't watching Don's Facebook post and his interviews and all that, well, I don't know, man. You're not thinking too clearly.
Just Roll With It said it was a 2017 Subaru Crosstrek. Well, that's got the GPS in it. Let me look real quick. I'm going to double check it.
Must be nice to afford a new car. So Candace can look like a gangster in her hoodie. Mandus.
Shan said, and that's why Don drove up by that shed but didn't look in it. He was only there to have a story for the tire tracks being behind the property. You know, sometimes I think we're giving Don too much credit. You know what I mean?
I think that whole picture and video of the milk jug thing, I think that's just an alibi to show that Summer was alive at that time. That's all I think it was. I don't believe she was dead in that car in that milk.
No.
At that point. Because if she was dead, she would have been in the red Subaru with Don.
But there's so many other cases that, I mean, early on, we're like, you know who did it. It's obvious. But this one, we're all going, good God. She was there.
Oh, and then
with her mom and her grandma.
Yeah, and then Benny and all them.
Hi, Hunter said that when Candace was in the car, hang on a second. Hunter said that when Candace was in the car, there was a call from Dawn to say something was hanging around someone was hanging around the property. Has Dawn/Candace explained this to Chris? Best wishes from England. Hey, welcome. We got a lot of new people in here. Hey, Savannah, you're back.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, there's no echo now.
Oh, yeah, I fixed that. I had to use my other phone. Sorry about that. I did want to just say something really quick.
No, you're fine.
Just about, it's basically about, you know, how they show their emotions to other people. You know, I mean, I remember when Candace was in the interview with Chris, and she had stated that her blood was boiling because of Hunter's lies. Well, how about you be angry at the person that took Summer, right? I mean, she never once came out with anything about how she felt about Summer being gone. All she could ever talk about was just the memories, or, you know what I mean?
That's just because she's an abused woman. Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
Hell no.
I mean, she may be, but you can't use that as an excuse.
Yep.
No, because abused women actually protect their children over themselves.
Yes. Yes, you can get out. I mean, I'm just going to say it. I've been there.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
it's okay, but it is possible. You can leave your belongings behind and take your children with a bag of clothes, and you can leave. It is possible, even if you have no vehicle.
Not when you're involved, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I go back to when we heard about the Amber Alert, we heard about Summer being missing, and we saw, actually, I did. There's a lot of screenshots going around when Candace was actively arguing with people on news articles about what happened. And we had the different stories. The first story we heard was Summer walked out with barefoot. She was barefoot and walked out the back door. Then we heard that Candace was on a run. These are all things that she was posting in news articles. Then she gave her statement about the flowers and how she grabbed her hand and walked her over to the porch. I have just always thought the different stories are too odd.
Right. Yes. Especially if you have your own kids. You understand that kids are running in and out the door. You don't have to hold their hands to let the child in, you know.
No, I've never understood that one at all. And I'm going to say right now, obviously, when you're under that kind of stress, that kind of trauma, there might be some things sometimes or things you forget, but your story's going to be the same. And why do we have so many different ones?
But I want to say one thing and point something out. Remember, this was towards the beginning when Don he made a statement, and he says, well, you know, when you tell the truth, it just comes out. It just flows. When you stick to it, you know, that he was basically trying to let everyone know that they came up with a story and they're sticking to it. But little did they know that all these questions would come about and they would slowly change things, you know. And then we would notice it. I guess we're just a lot smarter than they are.
Well, I mean,
I hope to God I
to be
am.
able to pick out their lies, you know. I mean, we could see their lies when, you know.
Like Kelly says, Don's dream telling. He claims Summer told him she is right down the road. Yeah, I didn't want to get into all the dreams and everything, but it's just too weird.
Yeah.
His dreams, the resurrection, he will see her someday. From day, you know, right off the bat, she's been abducted. None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
Kissy, kissy, huggy, huggies. That made me sick.
I tell you what makes me sick is this picture he posted the other day.
Which one?
Why would you post that?
Oh.
Why?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. That is absolutely horrifying. Why?
The facial expression, you know, that says it all. Like, she just looks just.
Who in the hell would do that? Put that on social media.
I'm
a grandfather. That is disgusting.
And you can see somebody's head laying next to her. You can see the top of their forehead. Looks like.
I wouldn't doubt it. Probably Don.
Well, someone took the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candace.
It seems like Candace was always the one taking all the pictures of Summer. I mean, in that bathing suit when they were at the waterfall, I mean, that bathing suit was too big for her, and it was just falling right off of her with other boys around. Like, I would never put that on my daughter. Put a pair of shorts on her if the bathing suit is too big. Come on now.
Now, Candace is trying to portray this image of a loving mom, like when she says, I held her hand and took her over to the dungeon. Or she wears the Mom Patrol shirt with a cross. I wanted to throw up. What, you have your red hoodie on, Candace? You know, that's the real Mandus.
Yeah.
Sickening.
No, you don't take pictures like that of your child and post them on social media. The internet goes nowhere. When you
No,
mess up, you
that's-
mess up. No one. And these three boys, the three boys that are with the state right now, that CPS took, I'm sure they have phones. I'm sure they have access to the internet. They can look at anything unless they're monitored. Hopefully they are, of what's going on in their family. Think about what's going on in those boys' minds.
Do you know when that picture was taken and posted?
I know when it was posted, which was not long ago. Taken, I don't know.
Because the reason I'm saying that is, it don't surprise me if Don comes back and says, I put that on there to try to find the kidnappers or something. You know? I don't know. Just their motives. You can't trust a damn thing they're doing. And I know damn good and well that law enforcement is having a heyday. It just takes time. Summer will get justice. I guarantee you. Because all in all, Summer is a smoking gun, kind of. But there's going to be enough electronic data and circumstantial evidence for them to be arrested.
Yeah, I believe so. I do.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, on that note, I'm going to start winding this down. I've kept you guys busy for 2 hours.
Well, thank you very much. And everybody, I hope I didn't offend nobody. I'm not trying to. It's just my opinions.
No, you didn't at all.
I'll never change them. I'll see y'all next time.
Kevin, did you get the email address?
Hang on. Let me look. It is CLL via email.
No, it's cll72020@gmail.com.
Yep, I see it. I'm going to stop my camera so it's right there. So thank you very much. I hope I didn't offend nobody, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep, thank you.
Hey guys, make sure you check on the channel. In our community tab, it always tells the upcoming shows, and on our Facebook page, it's all scrolled there at the bottom. Thank you so much for being here. Your comments, your discussion, coming on panel. You guys are the best ever. Thanks and have a great day.